about 67 points for now. We'll take it from there and then see how it moves. Titan for now actually is not showing too big a move, but let's find out. Abneesh Roy, as I said, is with us now. Abneesh, good morning. Your thoughts on Titan, because the numbers look, way ahead of estimates.
Yes, clearly we remain quite positive on Titan. In fact, we have had this Braveheart buy idea for a long time, and we need to see market share gains. If you see Kalyan Jewellers data which has come out, and Titan, in spite of being a much larger player, has in fact grown faster. So clearly, people are not going for still for overseas vacation or big marriages. So they want to spend on jewelry. The gold prices have also come up, and Titan continues to launch digital gold, for example, much more focus on marriage jewelry. So we remain positive, and festive demand is looking good. And gold import data, if you see, was 8x in September, and last few months has been very strong. And Titan will also remain very strong growth even in Q3. So we remain quite positive.
Okay, remain quite positive on Titan. Since you track this entire retail FMCG space, I have to ask you the news of the moment, Abneesh. Reliance Retail tying up with the 7-Eleven convenience stores. I mean, they're definitely trying to, beef up their retail segment. How would you read into this, and what is your view on the stock?
So clearly, this was something which was a bit expected, because Reliance Future deal was getting delayed, and Future obviously was not able to honor the commitments to the 7-Eleven. This format is interesting. If you see in India, last 15 years, many players have tried the small box neighborhood convenience store format. But it has not been successful. There are challenges, but Reliance is obviously number one in the grocery retail, and they also want to be present in the Omni and other parts of the retail. So for them, this is definitely very important. The brand is strong, and I would say they will really have to tweak the assortment based on the consumption in India, more of food and more of private labels. There is a possibility, but it is not easy. Till now, it has not been successful. But interesting, I would say.
Okay, Abneesh, I'm going to ask you a more generic question. The updates from real estate players, from a Titan, a lot of this is just telling us that there is tremendous demand. The consumer really wants to go out and spend. The festive season is upon us. Which is going to be, according to you, the one stock to look at? By the way, we haven't discussed the liquor stocks. I want to get to that as well, because of what's happening in Delhi. Apparently, veins are going dry over there. But if you were to pick sort of one stock, which could be a great proxy for consumer discretionary spends over the next couple of months, which one would it be?
I would say we are seeing consumption trends being very strong. If you see the comments of Godrej Consumer, Marico, in most of the segments, growth has been decent. Yes, festival-related demand is strong based on all the data available. So I would say companies like Titan and Aditya Birla Fashion, because as mobility is coming back, people going back to offices, you will see a lot of pent-up demand in both. Aditya Birla Fashion, especially if you see formal wear, last 1.5 years has been tough. A lot of people either would have reduced weight or would have gained weight. Plus, they would like to really furnish their full wardrobe. I would say Aditya Birla Fashion, again, looking really good from a festival demand, and next 1 year mobility coming back. That's a very good play, I would say. And debt levels are also now much lower.
In our studio, we have both. Sonia has lost weight, I've gained weight. So, okay.
Something for everyone.
Yes. Okay. Abneesh, what about paint companies? Because, the demand is very strong. The real estate numbers are so strong. So, obviously, people will have to paint those houses. But crude prices are also up. Your thoughts on names like Asian Paints and Berger Paints?
Yes. In fact, we came out with a report, differentiated report recently on JSW Paints. So JSW Paints, in fact, today in the front page, ET and even Times of India has put out front page ads on their differentiated positioning, that they will offer paints at one price irrespective of color. And taking the crude pricing related impact on margins, I think paint stocks could be under some pressure in the near term. If you see in the past, this kind of episode has come with JSW 1.0 earlier, and then Grasim. The paint stocks come back very strongly. As you rightly said, festival demand is looking strong. We expect paint volumes to grow in double digits. So I don't see more than 4 to 5% dip in these kind of companies, because market share will remain strong. And this is more of a transit, more focused on gross margin pressure rather than JSW at this point of time.
All right, we leave it at that. Abneesh, pleasure speaking with you. Thanks a lot for joining us. But in pre-opening, it's definitely Titan that is taking all the limelight away, up 4.5% right now. But remember, a lot of brokerages have raised their target prices. JP Morgan has a target price of 23.20, higher than the current market price. CIMB has a target price of 23.60. So looks like perhaps there could be more to go. In the broader markets, Kalyan Jewellers reported a good, quarter two as well. So that stock is up almost about 7% and the real estate sector is on fire. Soba, Macrotech developers, even something like a DB Realty that hasn't really performed has started to move quite well. So just keep an eye out on this space. But some quick calls before we get into the 9-10 views. Gurmeet, anything, this whole specialty chemical space has really stood out in the last couple of days. You've had